Hannity and Combs. So here we are, Super Tuesday Eve, just hours away from the biggest presidential primary in American history. We have all the angles covered tonight, but we begin right here in our New York studio with a very special guest, former Senate Majority Leader and presidential nominee Bob Dole is with us from 96. How are you, my friend?
Fine.
Good to see you. All right, let's get into this here. You sent a letter to Rush Limbaugh.
Well, an email, yeah.
An email. You said
I don't know how to do that. Somebody else did it, you know.
All right. First of all, did you leak that to the press?
I think somebody did after 3 o'clock.
From your office or McCain's office?
I don't know. I don't know the McCain. Well, yeah, we did send a copy to Rick Davis.
All right, so, but you didn't purposely, because I actually contacted Rush, and, one of the things he said in an email exchange that we just had, he said that he loves you. He's always loved you, always respected you. He didn't interpret your email as a scolding, as the Politico referred to it.
No, it was a report, not an endorsement or anything, just a report.
He was prepping a response, and now that it's all public, he's going to do it on the air tomorrow. Why would somebody release a private correspondence like that?
Emails?
Yeah.
Private? I don't know.
When you sent it to Rush, did you expect it to be leaked to the press?
Well, I figured somebody'd find out about it. Yeah. In fact, I heard it. I think I heard it on the radio or somewhere. But anyway,
right.
I assume he wasn't going to use it at 3 o'clock. So then we did give it to people after 3.
Oh, okay. Well,
so I figured he off the air. And but I wouldn't, I'd made it very clear that I disagreed with Senator McCain, but I also reported what happened when I was a leader and he was a senator.
And you talked about you got out of the Senate, what, in 1996?
96 in June. I voluntarily left to run.
All right. Most of the votes that I'm going to run down and where the problems
happened after I left. He missed me.
Yeah. But he not only was against the Bush tax cuts, which you reference in the letter, but he also used the class warfare rhetoric, that this would benefit the wealthy. McCain, Feingold, assault.
Well, that was a terrible thing. I mean, I said so in my email to Rush.
You said that one there.
Yeah.
McCain, Kennedy, 12 to 14 million people would have ostensibly amnesty.
But I also pointed out that under President Reagan in, was it 86?
2.7.
We had amnesty, 2.7 million were illegals given amnesty, and I didn't hear a peep out of anybody. Fact is, McCain voted against that bill in the House.
Well, you got McCain, Lieberman, Guantanamo Bay. He's against drilling in Anwar. He's against.
Well, I don't agree with it. He's probably cast I don't know how many thousand votes, and I don't agree with all of them. And I tried to make it very objective there. I think he was wrong about Romney, saying Romney was for a withdrawal date for troops in Iraq. I didn't interpret that way, and I listened to both you and Alan talk about it.
Yeah, and you said in the letter to him, I can't recall a single instance where he didn't support the party on critical votes here.
No, well, I meant to me, when I would go to McCain and say, I got to have your vote. I can't recall a single time when he told me, now maybe it wasn't the party, told me I can't vote with you.
Well, I guess my question is, he's changed then. I mean, and I think this is what conservatives... But he also once said, I'm sure Hillary Clinton would make a good president. Those are his words.
Well, we make mistakes, I mean, I've made a lot, and I've heard a few on this program. But
that's Alan every time he speaks.
No, you're looking there when you say that. Are you looking that way?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Well, I'm only saying, if Mitt Romney got the nomination, would you support him?
Oh, I think he's a great candidate. I mean, I pointed out some of his strengths. I think, I look back, wish I'd had the business experience that Romney has, and and Huckabee is still in the race. I think he probably not a big factor, and Romney's actually running against two people. He's running against McCain and Huckabee.
I've listed since you left.
Did you look at the percentage?
I looked at the
scorecard on supporting the president.
That was to 96. But tax cuts, Kennedy, Feingold, Lieberman, Guantanamo, Anwar, interrogation. He wouldn't abolish the death tax. He said he wouldn't repeal Roe v. Wade. I'm laying out for you the conservative line. And I'm a conservative, and I think he is a liberal Republican. I do not believe, at least since 96 forward, he's been a pretty liberal Republican. I like him. I think he's a war hero. I think he's somebody we all admire.
Well, I certainly admire him. As I said to my note to Rush, I wore his bracelet. He didn't know about it until 1995. But I wore it for a couple of years. He was still in Hanoi Hilton. But I don't think we have to mention the military part. I look back. I went back and looked at the American Conservative Union ratings that Senator Helms kind of dictated. He always had 100. and I was at lower score than McCain. The leader has to sometimes vote
welcome,
for, different things.
Welcome back to our show. By the way, now that we have the Patriot Act, you don't have to, those emails were public the minute they...
Whatever, yeah, I guess so, yeah.
So, but look, You're not going to pull an Ann Coulter, are you? And so you're going to support Hillary Clinton?
No. In fact, I sent Ann an email today. I said, don't support Hillary Clinton.
I see.
And I told them what happened in '96. I had all my signs out, Dole in '96, and they changed them all and said, Dole is '96. It kind of discouraged me.
But you look great, by the way. You look exactly like you haven't changed.
I know. Yeah.
Are the conservatives making a mistake attacking McCain on the issues that Sean mentioned day after day? Is this a mistake the conservatives are making?
Well, certainly, I believe I'm a conservative. I think I've always been a conservative when it comes to the issues, judges, pro-life, whatever. And I think you can. There's a little overkill there. I mean, John McCain, I think, was a good senator. As long as I worked with him and participated, we sat in meetings for hour after hour after hour. Right. Now, he does have a little independent streak.
We don't want that.
We want all the streak.
By the way,
we want it as a senator. We don't want, but...
The Washington Post today had a piece out about suggesting that there was a lack of goodwill toward John McCain on the part of some establishment senators.
Well, that's because he's gone after their earmarks.
Right.
He even voted on 2 from Kansas.
Right.
They weren't pork barrels, obviously. But he said, I'm going to have to vote on this. I said, go ahead. He lost, but so it was across the board. It was fair. And, I think he's a man of integrity. But, Romney's a good candidate. Huckabee's a good candidate. I don't think he probably has too much of a chance now. But
who should, if McCain is the nominee, and it looks more increasingly likely that he would be, who would be a good vice presidential choice for him?
Now, I don't really know. I haven't really thought about it. But, Florida's a key state, and Governor Chris is very popular and gave John McCain a very key endorsement. He was my state chairman when I ran. Great guy.
So he would be a good choice?
Great choice, yeah. But
he would
there are others, they start making a list, but and maybe Huckabee would be on the list. I don't know. I had Judge Scalia on my list. Probably should have. I don't know.
Judge Scalia was on your list to be.
He was on my list
to be VP.
I never contacted him. But
is that right?
Yeah.
Maybe you should
have
Rush Limbaugh on your list.
I had the same problem with some people. Bob Dole isn't conservative enough, and I said, well, this is one way to take care of that.
Is there a real division in the party that's either good or bad for the party about not being conservative enough, or is it a big tent party where you can have a John McCain and a Jesse Helms no longer serving in the same party?
No, I think we can have, we have our differences, but I think one thing that's going to unite us would be if Hillary Clinton's nominated. And I personally like Hillary Clinton, but I think she would unite the Republican Party, all tiers of it.
Wouldn't
TIERS.
Thank you for spelling that. We like to have those reading along with the show. We like that very much.
Right. Well, there's the tier of the day.
Mitch McConnell, as a minority leader, how important is it that a Senator McCain get along with someone like Mitch McConnell? You've been in that position yourself, where McConnell is, and according to the Washington Post today, they're not particularly close.
I think they can bridge that gap. It's not a bridge too far. I mean, it's one that they're going to work on. If McCain is a nominee, we're going to get together. If Romney's a nominee or Huckabee's a nominee, we're a Republican Party. Not everybody agrees with Hannity.
Who do you prefer?
I prefer Elizabeth's re-election in North Carolina.
What do you mean? What do you mean not everybody agrees with me? Where am I wrong?
Not everybody agrees with them.
Well, all those other things you read. I mean, I agree with those things you read.
But Senator Dole,
do you agree with me?
Do you have a preference between McCain and Romney?
Well, my heart's kind of with McCain, but again, I've stayed out of it. I don't have any dog. I don't want to say dog. Somebody will say we don't have a good candidate. But I don't have anybody in this fight.
Yeah. None of them are dogs.
Alan likes Republicans fighting. He's happy as could be.
Oh, we're always fighting. I had to take on Steve Forbes. He spent $40-some million, and poor Newt Gingrich wasn't his fault. But when you shut down the government, you're not too popular. Okay. And every ad the Clintons ran had me and Newt in it.
Well, the way you guys are going, my job's almost not necessary at this point. But listen, Senator,
are you quitting?
Thank you.
Retiring?
No,
I got him excited. You hear that?
See, I'm in the middle of the moderate here.
You are. Thank you so much, Senator. Great to see you.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here tonight. And new number.